Hello, my beautiful people, and welcome to another reading. I know it's been a hot minute. I know. I'm not quite set up yet, but we are getting there. We are getting there slowly but surely. So I thought I'd come in today while I was getting set up in our new little spot for readings. And just have a little chat with you. Have a little chat with you guys about what's been going on collectively, what I've been picking up. It's been about a whole season since we've touched base here with the tarot readings, sitting at our little altar desk and coming together and seeing what the moon cycle, what the elements have to say. So in that season, there's been a lot. I'm sure you guys have been going through it, your own thing, and just picking up on the vibes in the ethers, in the collective, so the physical world and the spiritual realms that we're all connected to. So it's been a lot, you guys, and I'm nervous and I'm excited. I'm a little nervous because the spot isn't really set up. There's a lot of things in the background going to change. So other than our Sailor Moon, we always try to have our Sailor Moon up here somewhere. But other than that, you can expect the background to change a lot. I don't have great lighting going on, but you can see me, and that's what's key. And then we'll get a whole bunch of fun stuff in the background at some point here, at some point. Okay, so just having a smoke. Hey, how you guys been? There was the calendar new year that crossed us. There was the winter solstice. I really wanted to get on here for the winter solstice with you guys. I was tuning into the collective so much. I was just feeling the vibes. I was missing you guys. There were so many amazing downloads coming through. I'm sure you've been going through your own ascension process like I have, and I really wanted to come together. It didn't work out that way, but I missed you guys so much, and I just thought about you so hard. So yeah, the winter solstice crossed us, the calendar new year crossed us. We're going to be doing our new year and all the rituals and stuff as the winter season progresses. So we're only in the first month of winter until January 21st, and then we're going to cross into the second month, or the second phase of our winter season, and then we're going to do the final. And at some point there, it's going to feel like it's time to get ready and celebrate the new year, and that's when we're going to do it. I personally have always kind of felt that pattern in my life where somewhere through winter I was ready for the new year to come, and in the spring I get this massive rejuvenation. I mean, my birthday is right before the spring equinox. 2 weeks late after my birthday, it's like boom, we really are in the spring. The weather up here changes. Where I am in northern BC, Canada, we have 4 seasons, you know, so it goes from winter to spring. It's a pretty drastic change. Everybody feels it. Yeah, and through the winter season, it's all about preparation. If you're reaping because you had a really good harvest, then good on ya. If you're getting a head start on this new year because you feel like you didn't have a great harvest from the past year of work, then get an early start on, you know, producing for next harvest and next reaping season. It's an amazing feeling right now in the collective. There's a few of us. It's an amazing feeling in the collective right now if the early bird gets the worm. And we're ready to just, yeah, let's cross that new year and let's get this new ball rolling. And it's like we're not even taking the rest period, whether we had the rest or didn't, whether we're pushing the rest until later and kind of burning the candle at both ends. I know there's a vibe going on in the collective where people are just burning in a little bit, but hey, whatever your vibe is right now, whether you're reaping and you're kicking back and recovery, or going through more serious healing. There's a lot of that seriousness going on, but we're coming in with a really light vibe today, and it's about reaping season. It's about what the winter season is really about. So you can cross into that new year vibe and get a head start on next year. You can be kicking back right now, enjoying your reaping time because you did a damn fine job in the last year to produce for yourself. Just a beautiful season of reset, where things die and are reborn. You know, all of nature goes to sleep around us. You know, the hibernation season is a beautiful feeling to get in on, especially if you need it. I mean, physically, let's go shadow for a second. Physically, there's a lot of healing going on. There's a lot of purging going on. And I know some of us have been going through some really serious emotional stuff or physical illness. So that kind of stuff, when it comes up, just know you're right on schedule. You're right on schedule with the rest of nature. I am so sorry if the camera that's one of those things that I was nervous about. Not nervous, I don't know if it's the right feeling, but it's like, fuck, I don't want to do it if it's not going to be the way I like it. I hate when people's cameras shake. So I'm really sorry if I touch the desk at all where the camera is set up today and it shakes. Know that that will be one of the top things that I fix as we move forward here. I can't stand when somebody's camera shakes. I want the camera to be stable because I do all kinds of weird, you know, the bob thing with the foot, the tapper. Yeah. So I don't like when someone else gets a rhythm going for me. You can ask Babe all about that. So me and Zach, we're doing our thing. We've got a big renovation going. We just bought our first place. We're going to develop a property here in the next couple of years, depending how things go, making big plans. And because of that, I haven't seen you guys. I haven't sat down. I haven't had time to do the cards and the, you know what I mean? Whether it was like I didn't have the time, I didn't have the mental capacity, my focus is elsewhere. I'm not even really on social media that much right now. I just jumped back on TikTok because I'm doing a sourdough starter. You guys about that life? About that sourdough life? Probably not, but if you are, cool. That's what I'm working on right now. The latest and greatest project to keep me, you know, sane and get me towards where I want to be, which is just natural, healthy, strong, all the things. So I want to know how you guys have been doing. I want to know how the winter solstice crossing it was for you. Spiritually, if you had anything come up, any of your own downloads, let the collective here know. If you want to share what's been popping, what's been going on. Like, we're going to get into the cards here in just a hot second. We're going to do, this isn't going to be a moon cycle reading. We're just going to do a reset reading. So we cross the new year, we cross the winter solstice. We're going to do a reading for that and just see what comes up. And then the download will be the download in the moment. But cheers to you guys. It's been a little while. Since we've had a coffee together and had a little chit chat. So, hey, what's going on? I definitely miss tuning in with the collective. I think it's such a powerful thing to sit down and get on a schedule. Like, I don't know if you're a super organized person or if you journal or anything like that, right? Like to-do lists, have 5-year plans, or just, you know, epic goals that you're working on. I'm a super organized person, so I do love the structure of sitting down every moon cycle and being like, okay, what are we working on? What are the challenges? It's got that sort of like progressive feeling, and I just love making progress. It's key to my happiness. Sitting back and relaxing, not my favorite thing to do right now. So I have a new little view. I'm still sitting in front of a window like I always do, but I've got this sort of little grouping of 4 trees right outside my window, and because of that, all these birds come in and out, or like a squirrel or something. My cat will come in and out. She'll jump up and she'll want to watch. Like, there's quite a lot of life and activity. Whereas my last place, if you guys watched the readings from the last year, it was like a construction zone right outside my house. I'm up in the mountains. I'm not trying to have that city life, you know, where on the skyline it's just like skyscrapers and cranes and then this beautiful fucking sunset. Like, Toronto was such a bizarre thing. It was these beautiful natural sunsets with a skyline of just industrial, like, so here, got a bit of a vibe going on. My little tree and all kinds of activity going on. So when you see me looking above the camera, that's why. Just catching a vibe, seeing who's in the neighborhood today. I love these trees. It's such a good energy to sit and get grounded in for us, for this collective, to just vibe. So we're about 10 minutes in. Let's pick our decks. Let's pick our decks today and see what we got going on. There's a blue jay here, and he is just very curious. He's looking right at me. He came right over, and he's looking right at me. Like I'm going to give him food or something. I'm not even opening the window, let alone feeding him, but he's looking right at me, pretty expectant. No, he's doing his own thing. He's going to get his own food. He's doing just fine. There's a whole bunch of them. Gorgeous, gorgeous. I love being out in nature right now, even though it's a bit of an industrial town. If you know Kitimat, BC, it's a little bit industrial. But you can still kind of like tap in just for a second, and it's so much land here. It's land here. You can just tap into the fucking land, and I love that so much. So, let's pick our deck. I know for sure we're going to do the Crystal Oracle deck. I know for sure, and if you're familiar with the readings, you are going to be very familiar with this deck. I also know that I want another Oracle deck. So this is just going to be our starter deck, the Crystal Oracle. I'm going to start shuffling those up. Now, I don't know how it's going to be with shuffling on the... How about I shuffle in my lap? I'll just shuffle on my leg. Because shuffling on the desk is going to shake the fuck out of that camera. I just didn't think about it. Sitting down, it was like, oh yeah, that. You know, when you're at that point in your life where it's like, fuck, you just have a million things in every area of your life that are on a to-do list. Excuse me. And you have to just pick a focus. You know? Like, I would love to get all my filming stuff all perfect before I sat down and did this reading, but it's been 3 months, guys. It's been 3 months and I haven't seen you. It's time. It's just time to just do it, you know? It will get better, I promise. If you're new to this content, hey, what's up? Welcome. This is the EBINOTTI Collective. I like to call us a little cult. We're a little cult. You know, because we were raised a certain way and we got... Just no matter what goes on in the world, it's like, you can't take that part of me. You know? You cannot take that part of me. Where I come from, that's where I come from. And what I got in there as a foundation, it ain't going nowhere. So if you feel alone in the world, welcome. You are not alone. You're definitely not alone. I'm in the boonies, you know? And I'm with you. Okay, anyways. Jokes, guys. I just want to thank you guys for being here, for letting me do my thing, for tapping in, creating that safe space for us all to just kind of get it out, get it said, get it faced, whatever the fuck it is. Okay, moment of truth. I'm like looking to see, is it wobbling? Oh, it's gonna wobble. It's gonna wobble so much. Oh, bummer. Okay, anyways, I'm trying not to touch the desk except to put the cards down. But we're going to shuffle. We're going to get our first card here. You know what it is. Light your incense, light your candles, have your sips, do whatever it is that you do to get grounded and centered. We are going to get into this reading. We are going to see what's coming up. It has been a while, collective. It has been a while. Oh, I heard that on YouTube you can go live now even if you don't have 1,000 subscribers. Oh, there's our card right there. So we might do that if that's a thing. Shit, yeah. Where did she go? Okay. I had to go so far. I had to go so far for her. Okay, so we've got Cooprite with female power. Shit. It's like a real throwback reading now. Hell yeah, we do. The feminine. Oh my God, I've been talking about this. This is the thing that has come up the most over the fall season that I didn't see you guys at all. I'm like, was it the winter? No, we're in winter. It was fall. I didn't see you guys at all for the fall. We crossed the winter solstice. I didn't see you. But feminine, the feminine, and female power, what the fuck that is, what the fuck that means, and what we're going to do about it moving forward has been so on topic. This is the main fucking highlight topic of the season. So something interesting that's been coming through, and it's perfect because bottom of the deck, we've got selenite with the higher self. This is a higher self perspective that we've been having lately on not just the female power and not just the feminine, but the masculine too. The differences, the balances, how we fucked up, like completely fucked this up in the past. So you can pick masculine or feminine and focus on how they have fucked up in the past, or you can look at the whole, which I've been doing like almost accidentally, like naturally just been whoop, one level above it. The higher self comes in and is like, yes, but if you think about it from the you know how your higher self like talks to you with that like Eckhart Tolle kind of voice that's like, so and you're just like, your shadow's like, come on, talk faster, fucker. Kidding, but shadow, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so female power is the support, the supporting power. It's the weaker sex, you know what I mean? But like, okay, we can talk about weaknesses, or we can talk about our strengths. We can talk about our weaknesses being when you find a partner, if you're hetero, right? When you find a partner, it's like your weaknesses are their strengths though. So then you learn to interpret your weaknesses through their strengths and adopt. This isn't like trying to do a guy's job. You know what I mean? It's like appreciating that a guy is built to do his job and you are built to do your fucking job. Now, there's feminine males and masculine females, which is great. That's why we talk about feminine and masculine instead of female and male. That's like the only thing in the trans thing that I even get down with, even a little bit. It's like, I can get that regardless of what your gender is, it's like you might have masculine or feminine traits, and that's fine. You can have anything you fucking want out here. But the balance and the purpose and the roles. Oh shit, she's talking about roles. Gender fucking roles. Here's the thing, right? Like, I grew up very rebellious. Very like, I will not be a wife, and I'm not gonna have kids, and I'm gonna be a lawyer. You know, like my first 18 years, that was me. I was rebellious against the feminine. I was like, I can do, not like I can do anything a man can do. I'm like a $115. You know what I mean? I do not weigh a lot. I cannot. My guy, he watches like strongman competitions and stuff, and I'm like, obviously, I cannot do anything a man can do. But equality, you know what I mean? It's like the valuing of, the respecting of strengths and weaknesses in each other. Love that. So growing up being rebellious, it was like, I'm not gonna be a wife. I'm not gonna be go on and just have your kids and don't worry about this and don't worry about that because you're a little wife. I was like, what? I want to be educated. I want to be fucking strong. I want to be free. I want to do what I want. I want to make my own fucking decisions. I don't want somebody to tell me how to do it. I want to know. I want to go out. I want to be free. And that was the key, right? But shitting all over the masculine for oppressing feminines in the past and then using that as a strength, shadow work. That's just shadow work, baby. That's all the fuck that is. So 18 years of shadow work. It's pretty much how my past went. And then we got into a whole nother level of a new shadow work where it's like, do you value the feminine? Like they say, when you look at all the cultures of the world, and especially when you travel like to the eastern parts of the world, we're in the West here in the Americas, but they say in the rest of the world that the West like hates women. Like, what's up with that? And it's funny because here in the West, we're like, oh, there's these cultures, man, they still don't value women. There's these places in the world where a woman still isn't free. And you don't realize that the rest of the world looks at us like we're the ones enslaved. Like we're the ones that are hated, oppressed, unfree. It's like, what? I never even understood that concept until I really looked at it. When you run like a girl. Oh, you're so emotional like a girl. Like we oppress our own feminine. And that's what the topic that's come up is. It's like, you can focus on all the shit that's gone down. It's important to know the reality of how feminine and masculine, unfamiliar, unpopular topic, how masculine's been oppressed as well. You know, guided, corrupted, perverted, just completely led astray by the feminine, and how we've done it to each other. That's important to reflect on. I'm so down for let's just move forward. At this point, it's like, can we even just value and appreciate as females? Can we recognize what this is and just move on? If you want to be a female, be a fucking female. If you want to be masculine and do some shit that they're like, girls aren't scaffolders. And it's like, girls don't work on industrial sites. And it's like, yeah, well, I fucking do. You know what I mean? And if you want to go home and be so feminine outside of that one role that you have, do that. Make up your own fucking rules when it comes to this, but do not for 1 second think that you as a female you have to support the masculine and their role. Trust me when I say this is so important for the feminines to understand now, to really get on board with. This message has been coming through so fucking strong, and I'm so glad that we finally get to sit down and talk about it today, because the feminine needs here's the key. The key is because the masculine needs it. The masculine needs a fucking break right now. It's like, what? But look at the world. Look at what they've done. It's like, stop. Because we can get into how we push them to get here as well. I love the conversation of masculine and feminine, what we've done as well as the feminines. Like, it's bad. It's pretty bad. So anyways, we're not going to deep dive too much on that, but it's a huge message coming through for the collective. It's just to appreciate the roles of the masculine, the roles of the feminine. You do not have to feel that your sex is being oppressed anymore. You can move forward and just be free now. And that's the real download. That's the real message from the higher self. This is about unconditional love and support, and we all need it right now, the feminine and the masculine, Took us 20 minutes to say that. The feminine and the masculine, they need this support right now. So give it. You know what I mean? If you've got good people around you and they're strong and they're doing their thing and they're struggling, just be there. You know what I mean? Just be there with them. Be there to support the thing. Okay, we're going to give a little spin here and see what moon cycle is going to be relevant, especially because we're not doing moon cycles right now. I'm very curious to see what kind of moon cycle comes up. So we're going to give her a spin. Oops, that didn't work. Okay. So we're here. Landing kind of this way up. Excuse me. So it landed right here. So coming off of the full moon. Okay, and going into that new moon energy. That's exactly where we are. We're kind of closer to like here in the cycle realistically, but there's going to be a little bit of, I would say, something that's coming up in the last couple of weeks, you know, like in the last couple of weeks, maybe something new has stepped in a little bit. Just put those together. So I've got that one. Okay. I would say something new in the last couple of weeks has popped up and it's going to be relevant moving through this moon cycle. Kind of how it goes. I know I've been feeling a lot of like really new kind of like thoughts, ideas, new possibilities. First it starts with like a feeling, you know, I always feel it like in my body first, and then slowly things start to come into my mind, and the more I open to it, the faster that kind of happens. So maybe something like that's been happening for you in the last, since this moon cycle has crossed us from the last full moon Cancer was woo. I mean, my moon is in Cancer, so the full moon Cancer is going to hit me. It's always that full moon in winter. In the very first full moon of winter is always like all the way back. You know, if you have certain seasons that have always hit you a certain way and you don't understand the pattern, it might be time to look at your birth chart to understand where your moon is, your rising sign, and where some, like your north node and your south node are really relevant on what you're going to end up doing. There's so much stuff that you can learn. A great book that I have, it's right beside me. I got this as a gift, is Astrology for Your Soul. So then you can learn about your north node and your south node. Excellent, excellent, excellent book. Your north node, really, the long and short of it is it's just like your direction, your purpose. Your south node's going to be the challenge on the way to that purpose. So like when you first do a Celtic spread in tarot, you do your current energy and you do your crossing energy. So it's like, here's where you're at, and here's where you're going to be your challenge, where is going to be your hurdle, or what you need to focus on, or what you want. Sometimes the crossing is not your challenge, it's your desire. I think a lot of times for our collective, it's like your desire is probably your challenge most of the time. Like we focus on getting the fuck out of our own way and getting on path and moving as quickly towards not just the dream, but the path. And that's fate. You know, I think a lot of the collective here at EBINOTTI understands that as much as we have desires and we're ambitious and we're really that like high peak performance type of person, ambition is the highest within this collective. I would also say that we understand and accept fate. You know, if we are honest with ourselves and look back in the past, we understand that as much as we created, we were guided and we ended up. So I call it luck, right? I'm like, man, I'm like the luckiest kid ever. Like that's how I describe it to people. I mean, there's a lot of ways to look at your past, and it's not just that one way that I look at it, but in the overall, it's like, a lot of the stuff that happened to me that are the greatest things that happened to me, I would say were fated. I didn't create that. I like happened upon or accepted, or it happened to me. So taking credit and giving credit where credit is due. That's what I call fate versus, you know, ambition. So here we've got a good balance. And I think that's really important for whatever the fuck we're going to be talking about here, whatever this moon cycle is. Okay. And we finally picked our deck. We are going to use the Dragon Oracle today. That wobbly cameraman. I'm so sorry, you guys. Okay, we're going to use the Dragon Oracle today. I'm really feeling, I know we just crossed into something like the season of the dragon or something like that. There's something going on with astrology. I'm not an astrologer. The season of the dragon, is that what it is? I don't know, something like that. But these cards are definitely calling to us, so we're going to use those. my sinuses are like all gummy and stuff. I'm doing, I take like those immunity tonic shots that you can make yourself. Lemon and ginger and turmeric. I'm taking those every morning right now because my sinuses are all gummed up. I feel like I get like that when I move too, like new place, new dust. If you have any like mold and stuff like that in your house, like fuck, it's so much to deal with. So I'm feeling kind of nasally. Excuse me, I'm phlegmy. Gross. Gross. Okay, cutting this deck, and we're gonna see what goes with female power here for the dragons. Let's see what else we get in this reading. This is just gonna be a winter season reading. We're gonna see what the winter season has in store for us. Focusing kind of on the in-between. We're sort of in between two moon cycles here, the full moon and the new moon that is coming. I think the new moon's on the 11th. And it's like the, what, 7th, 8th today? The 7th. So we're right in between here. I'm hopefully, let's commit. I'm going to do the new moon readings. Okay, new moon is going to be, what, in Capricorn? I'm going to do those new moon readings, and we're going to see what it is. Okay, deep blue dragon. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Keeps you safe by clearing your pathway. Trust that you are protected and walk on the path of light. I love the clearing dragons because, like I said, sometimes we just get in our own way. Deep blue to me is always about, you know, the royals, the real powerhouses, and the calm. There's something really calm and really kind of cold. It's really kind of cold. And I love that here with my interpretation of cold, we have all of that fire to burn away. What a balance, you know, immediately getting a balance between masculine and feminine. Fuck yeah, let's keep talking about it. And then on the bottom, and this is great because I do think we need to talk about this. The rainbow dragon. Where's my gaze at? Just totally cheering for this. Like, yes. I don't think there's anything wrong with loving who you want to love in this world. Most importantly, though, please love yourself, the vessel that you were in, that you were given. Be grateful to be here in this experience, no matter who or what you believe in, whether it's God, the universe, nothing at all, your own damn self. Make sure that all the love that you put out there for others, that you are bringing back home, because that's where we need it most, okay? If people love themselves, they're going to stop doing crazy things to themselves. End of fucking discussion. End of fucking discussion. And on that, I need to smoke. Okay, so, hoorah. There's so much here to talk about when it comes to the collective and what we've been going through and where we're going. Which is why I think I want to just chill with you guys, which is why I want to just sit. I can't wait to go live where we can just sit together. You guys can hit it up in the chats and whatever, and I'll just riff at you about whatever we've got going on. But we're going to take a quick intermission before we get into our tarot here. I feel like self-love has been such a shit-on journey. And what's so interesting about it to me is I think that everything that people do is based on being significant and actually loving themselves. So when you feel that you've done things that you're proud of, or that you really had to push for, like really proud of yourself for something you did, you know how like you can have that one moment way back and then you see that guy at the bar just like talking about that one thing in his life that he did. It's like that one thing that you've done that you're really proud of. That to me is what self-love is about. It's not about pretending that you love yourself without actually having any, what do you need? You know, like for me, it's receipts. I need to always be progressing, but I'm also finding now that where I'm really finding growth is not needing that at all. It's not about loving yourself because of privilege either. You know what I mean? It's like actually appreciating the hard work you've done, actually appreciating the struggle that you're currently going through, you know, and not thinking that you're weak because of it, or not thinking that you need to change because of it. It's like nothing needs to change. And that's the biggest one for me to hold on to right now. I'm like, but everything needs to change. I need more money. I need more time. I need more power. I need more freedom. Well, look at the world. It's like, pick a fucking subject. The whole world's going to shit right now. It's like, which means The only option is surrender. Damn. This spiritual journey, like I've been on it for a while now, so I can recognize the feeling. It's like a culling. Scary, right? It should be. If there's culling happening within the species or the era in any way, unless you're a player, an immediate player, which right now, unless you're a politician or a fucking celebrity or a church member or like a Freemason or something, you're not a fucking player. Don't try to play that game now. Now is like, no. Wait for that game to finish and get ready by observing. Get ready for the next game. That's the message for winter 23, going into the beginning of 24, which is going to be spring. Okay, who knows what the fuck's going to happen here in reaping season, because there's a lot of different ways that reaping season plays out. I'm so curious to know how you guys are doing. I feel like the collective's doing fucking amazing. And then of course, like always, I can feel like the struggle, the shadow work, and all of the things that, you know, is challenging us right now. But as a collective, I feel like we're doing amazing. I feel like things are happening that are miraculous around us. Like really, we're like observing miracles. What? Love that for us. I feel like a real self-reflection and real self-value is happening for some of us, probably for the first time. I feel like I'm finally coming together for the first time, and people that love me, like my mom and stuff, would say that's crazy, you know, would say that that's crazy, that I've had my shit together most of my life, you know, if not all of my life. And I'm like, you know, there's the standards. Have I though? Have I? You know, so where there's struggle, you know, do what you can to heal, and where there's no struggle, do what you can to like really reflect, to really give yourself some grace right now. Fuck, it's been such a hot topic. Grace for the opposite sex, you know, the masculine feminine balance, like grace, because if you're judging the opposite or the other, that judgment is 100% going to be reflected when you look in the mirror. Meaning, if you're spending time judging anyone right now, that is the level of judgment that you have for yourself. Anyone like me can see it from the outside that, ooh, that person is hurting. If all you're doing is talking about other people, what they're doing, how fucked up they are, oh my God, or even the world, that's a focus of judgment. It's like, if you're not focusing on yourself and what you can do right now about anything going on in the world, or love or happiness or joy, you're focused on judgment, which is great. You know, it's great to learn the lesson that you need to learn to heal and move on. So take that for what it is. You know, you are part of that game. You are definitely involved in that game right now, where it is about focusing on what the fuck is wrong around you so that you can finally flip that switch and get the fuck off of it. Most of us have been off of it for a while, and now it's just like, am I lost? Am I still going in the right direction? Like, am I supposed to be doing something? That's always my question. Am I supposed to be doing something I'm not doing right now? Like, what? Where am I needed? Sometimes you need to slow all the way down before you can really even hear the call of where the fuck you're needed. Excuse me. Okay, and this fairy tarot is just a call-in. So that's the one we're going to use today. I usually remember to list and link the decks I use down below. I need to get just like a whole list of all the decks I have and then just mass copy and paste that. But if you're ever curious about cards I talk about, decks, if you want any recommendations, by all means, just leave a comment and I'm more than happy to chat it up with you guys. Okay, let's see what else comes in here. Before we get into our cards, we're losing light like so fast. My room's just gonna get darker and darker. It's not too bad yet. It's getting there though. Is anyone else like so upset with Christmas lights now? Anyone? I love Christmas lights as little like twinkly candlelight. It's like my favorite kind of lighting is candlelight and neutral Christmas lights, or even sometimes the colored ones. And I bought like 20 different, I went like, you know, 2 from here, 5 from there, Christmas lights last year, and I don't have a single string left. Not even one. We're not destructive people. I barely touch them. You know what I mean? And they just all broke. And I'm infuriated by the world. I'm so sick and tired of this bullshit, you know? Like, try to go no waste. You try to go no waste in your life, it's like, we're so fucking stupid. How could we be this stupid? How could we be progressing this fucking slowly? How can it be 2023 and most of the stuff that's done as a business practice, a basic business practice, completely is the opposite of common sense? Why? So schmo can make money? Fuck off. Like, fuck off. I'm so sick of it. I'm so fucking sick of it. No. Me and Zach came up with it. It's called the slant. I'm a judger, okay? I'm an observer. I'm an analyst. I'm a philosopher. I'm a judgy, cold-ass bitch. That's what my shadow just said. Fuck yeah. And now I'm calling you slanted. If you're going to be like that, you're fucking slanted. We are not the same. I said it. We are not the same. I'm not perverted. I'm not crooked. We are not the fucking same. You're slanted. I'm not. That's it. That's how we're doing it. It gives me a good place to put it all, because as an observer, it's difficult. I feel bad for the people waking up to this awareness now of, like, celebrity culture is a good one. And, like, we all know the church is corrupt, politicians are corrupt, but now it's like, damn, your favorite celebrity is fucking corrupt? Like, shit. But I feel bad for the people waking up to this as, like, brand new news. I've had 10 fucking years to sometimes slowly and sometimes quickly absorb these truths, which are fucking devastating. Nobody can pretend that the truths that the most people are waking up to today are not fucking devastating, okay? That shit is heartbreaking. It's like, these celebrities are my favorite. It's my favorite time or, you know, thing to do with myself is have my specific shows, my specific preferences, my people that I want to mimic, or I like the way they talk, the way they move, the way they dress, and now all of a sudden they're what? They did a what? I'm sorry, they a what? These are people I put way above me. What the fuck? You know what I mean? It's like, what? No. Your brain's like, no. Yes. And then the higher self will give you so much perspective. You know, like, so for all the people waking up for the first time, we're here. You know, we know. I know, honey, if you need to cry it out, baby, you cry it out, because it is fucking devastating what's real out here now. And conspiracy theories, here's the thing, okay, about a good conspiracy theory. As soon as things get complicated, it's bullshit. Because there's nothing in this world less complicated at first. When you want to talk philosophy and theory, that's different. Psychology, that's different. But there's nothing in this world less complicated than a human being. You know why? Because we're all the same. We're all the same species. It's easy to understand what someone else did and how they felt about it, or why they did it, if you sort of understand that concept. It's like, as a human, have you experienced anyone or anything or any thought like that? And then there you go. There's your whole education. You don't need somebody to educate you. You can, like, go and research specific things to understand them better, or to really have some facts, some history. That's what understanding human behavior is patterns, observation over long periods of time. But come on now, you know when you hear the truth. You don't need some educator to tell you it's right or it's wrong. You know, it hits you like a boom. Oh, so I feel for everyone right now. I really do. There's going to be a lot of change here in the next little bit, and I just feel for everyone, because it's not always easy. It was devastating for me. I'm so grateful for the people I met that took me down all these rabbit holes, because without them as my support system, I've just been out here alone in it. Oh my God. Excuse me. Absolutely devastating. That would have just been too much for me. So we're going to see a lot. We're going to see a lot. Who's the villain? Who's the real villain out here? And whatever you do, man, like, give the masculine as a feminine. If you're a feminine watching this, give the masculine all that support right now, because they're the ones that are going to tear down the patriarchy of corruption and perversion. You know what I mean? They say it's a man's world, right? Well, that means that who's going to fix it? When you break something, it is your responsibility to fix it. So yes, we can all take responsibility for it being the world that it is, but when it comes to the breaking and the fixing of the patriarchy, that's going to be strong men. You know what I mean? Like mind, body, and soul strong men. So you got a strong man in your life. You got a good man in your life. You have good people around you. Fucking support them, okay? Because they're the ones. Like, I freaked out as a female when I was like, how am I gonna fix everything? And then the higher self was just like, it's not your job. I was like, yeah, really? And it's like, it's not your job to fix it. To recognize it, sure. To be ahead of the curve, aren't we always? Like, shit, we're females, man. We're like way the fuck ahead of the curve. Like, we create the curve. So out there in the front lines, totally seeing and feeling everything for what it is, take a second, turn around, support a man. Oh my God, I just love you guys so much for letting me just fucking do it. Just fucking do it and say it and get it out and vibing with it. If you vibe with it, fucking great. And if you don't, that's fine too. You know what I mean? That's fine too. This doesn't have to be for everybody, but it's for us. Okay, let's see what the fair... I do not know even the last time this deck was on this channel, ever. Like, it's been since way back in my Blue Altar days, you know? Shit. It's been a hot minute since we've seen the Fairy Tarot, so I'm very excited. I got an amazing reading out in, if you guys are local, out in Terrace at New Age, from Michelle. Oh, so good. It was so good. I do recommend getting readings if you feel like you could use some clarity, some guidance, and some support. It's like, deep diving into a self-help, self-reflection, but it's supportive because you have somebody else there. And if you trust the person, you trust their vibe, and you trust their intention, readings can be just, oh my God, so fucking helpful. Okay, we're going to make this one snippety snappity, because we're already 45 minutes in. It wasn't really about the cards today as much as it was just like getting back face to face and really like seeing each other and touching base again and letting you know, like, hey, I'm still here. Don't worry. Like, I will come back and be all of the support and all of the light and all of the guidance that I can possibly be as soon as I have the vibes. I send out so many vibes for you guys when I'm not here. I'm always thinking about the collective, about us and people like us, and what we can do to support each other. Okay, I love you guys. When I'm not here, I think about you a lot. So let's see what the tarot has to tell us today about female power, where we're at, what we can do, if there's anything we need to do. What's poppin'? What's poppin'? I just want to say I miss you guys again. I do. I miss you guys. I love you guys. I'm not going to stress it. I'm just going to pump out this content. I've got a bit of a calling on my own end here to just fucking go for it, so we're going to fucking go for it. Divine Feminine Alignment course is still coming. Don't you stress it for 1 sec. I'm getting my little place, my little filming area all set up for it now. And I can't wait to sit down and pump out that program for you guys. I think it's going to be great. Super affordable program. Huge, chunky amount of content that you'll always have access to. So you can go back and, or take it as slow or as fast as you want. That's one thing when I do self-help programs like that or spiritual programs. I don't always like to go with the speed of the group. I'm like, I just want to do self-study and self-research and just gimme. So don't worry if you're like that. Me too. And I will definitely be setting up my programs in that way. Ah, there we go. We finally got one. Hey. Okay. Ooh. Major Arcana number 3. The Empress. Yeah, man. With the female power. Look at her go. I love that we're starting off with this energy because I think you know what I'm saying. I think you've been feeling it deep down that it's time to settle into the feminine. There's a lot of us that are feminines, and damn, we were trained to be good, strong, masculine energies, to be independent, to be logically thinking, to have discipline around our emotions, and to see clearly and think clearly and move precisely. Those are all masculine traits. And they're beautiful. They're beautiful. No matter who's young or old, male or female, masculine or feminine, it doesn't matter. Those are beautiful traits to have. I do believe that. And it's time to lean into now the feminine strengths. A lot of us have kids. A lot of us are mothers, parents to pets, parents to plants, gardens, parents to actual human children. And the feminine is so needed in that process, it's impossible to do without her. And appreciating and strengthening up those traits is everything. Wow, look at that. Card number 15. Represented here as the ego, also known as the devil. So the feminine energy, if you've been noticing a lot of chaos, a lot of darkness around you, it's because you're aligning to your feminine energy, and it is that kind of a bright light right now. This is the #1 superpower in the world right now. Prove me wrong. That's going to call in the dark every single time. Every single time. So expect your triggers, your X's, your toxicity, everything to be right there beside you, walking hand in hand. La, da, 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 da. I just heard the Yellow Brick Road. No, I tried to watch Wizard of Oz over the holidays, and yeah. Just, yeah. Holy fuckballs, you know, like, it's what a world we live in, man. That poor girl. If you don't know the story of, oh my God, I thought Shirley Temple, and now I cannot remember this girl's name. The girl in Wizard of Oz. If you don't know the story of her, go look that one up. That's a fun one. Hollywood's a shit show, man, and it always has been. And it's no surprise. No surprise. Okay, next card out. Central energy, the King of Winter. Masculine master of the air element, the King of Swords. Fucking A. Logically here, we have mastered, and we are mastering, and there are challenges even in mastery. We will always be student. We will always be teacher. So here on the other side of the devil, we get a bit of a logic trap. You don't want to be entrapped in your cold, logical mind here, because we have mastery there. So when you find yourself over processing in your mind's tapping out, your mind is racing, anytime your cardiovascular system gets involved with the mind and you're not working out, or you're not in a chess fucking tournament, it's time to slow down. This is about taking deep breaths, appreciating the season that you are in, and being very, very clear. It's about clear, fresh air. It's about white, reflective, bright snow. You can see everything in this energy. You can hear it. You can think it. We have so much power here. On the other side of our feminine, our masculine logic is completely in mastery. That means that the mind is needed right now, so clear it. When it comes to dealing with the ego, the dark aspects, demons, your own darkness, your own shadow, we need a clear mind here, and we have it, but this is also, it's attached to a temptation, so the message can be, you need to do a little bit of a detox. You need to let something go for a little bit. You need to clear the mind. If you're not struggling in those areas at all, then it's like, this is what you need. Relax into it, because it will be called soon. So the message here is sometime in the next couple of weeks, the mentality being clear is going to be really important for you. You're doing amazing. You're 100% in balance. And because of your alignment to that path, a very fast moving path of power, I feel like a surge of energy on that path for you. Because you're aligning to that, it's going to call in the challenge, the darkness, the toxicity, the burden, the temptation, to get you distracted. I like that masculine and feminine are in balance there. So if there's your advice or your guidance, is if you are struggling, those are the areas to focus. Do something to relax the mind. Water is an excellent element for that. You can use, your salt baths, or get out somewhere in nature. Get some of that fresh winter air. in your lungs, on your skin. Breathe it in and let it get into your blood. Make sure you're drinking your water as well. Cleaning the vessel, okay? Cleaning the vessel. Feminine is like showing off here too. And because everything is so shiny and abundant and wealthy, it really is bringing in some dank ass energy. We got one, it fell. It is the Six of Spring, Six of Fire. This is our Six of Wands, successful, powerful, recognized. This is why the ego is out here, because you can slap your blessings in the face if you're not paying attention. So keep the mind clear here. Don't be cold. You've got all the logic that's necessary. The heart space is safe to open, but it does take a second. So sometimes the heart space is the last to kind of catch up because the mind has been playing for so long. And our fifth card out in the spread, the Four of Winter. We got more air energy here with the Four of Swords. Winter season is about rest, reflection, recovery. What did we do in the last year when it came time to harvest, when it came reaping season? Were we satisfied? Yes or no? If you're going to reflect on the year past, reflect on it during winter when everything is said and done here. You can't do anything more to make the spring blossom the way it's going to based on the last year. You know what I mean? That is the number one thing that's going to affect next year, is what you did this last year. So reflect. We have been through it. We have seen it. We have been through it. It has been ups. It has been downs. Taking a real hard look and appreciation. The king of air there, he is the first person to see the value in something. When he's in balance, and there's a lot of challenges going on within the king of air right now, but when he is in balance, I mean, his feminine is reflecting his success, and together they are more successful because of it. There is a bond between masculine and feminine right now that is unfucking breakable. Okay, so if you have in your life a partner or that kind of a partnership in business, in friendship, allies, camaraderie, that kind of thing, really lean into that right now, because you're going to need it moving forward into the spring. When things when there's the chance to flip the page in the spring, we really want to be clear at that point, because we're going to need it. Okay, let's get our clarifiers out here and see what else we need to understand before we wrap this up and lose all of our light. Ooh, there's one. More air energy. We have the Princess of Winter coming out to clarify our Empress. So the page of air, Page of Swords. This is a really supportive energy. It's also a new beginning for the feminine. So in this, you've gotten some really strong support for your feminine energy, for yourself, which is necessary. The feminine needed that kind of understanding or information, or to recognize that truth for the first time. So this is feeling a little uncomfortable and a little bit new, but no one is more mastered at this energy than the Empress. So no one is more equipped to deal with this kind of energy. Expect messages. Expect people coming in and saying things to you that are relevant, wanting to talk to you. Like if people want to get together and you don't really realize why, there's probably something that someone needs to say to you. And expect people to be reaching out in that way. You know what I mean? There's a lot of truth to be had right now. So information can be difficult, it can be easy, depending on who you are and where you're at, okay? But there's information coming in to support the feminine, to guide the feminine, to inform the feminine, especially the Empress. She is busy. So the information that's coming right now is relevant. Take the time. I'm hearing take the time. Take the time to go, to see people, to hear what they have to say. Also take the time to go places and do things, whether that's online or physically in life. It's just allowing for others. Okay, under the Devil energy, we have the Prince of Summer, or the Knight of the water element. Yes. Knights are warriors always. And it's the shadow work here is about the heart space. It's about the emotions, about the water element, no matter which way you slice it. As soon as you start to shine, to line up to the things that are authentic to you, it becomes, like I said, sort of a beacon to throw you off. But here, where you need strength to stay on track, it's going to come from the heart space, which is why rest and reflection and appreciating the self and being clear-minded is so relevant, because that's what creates the safe space to open up the heart space and really see things from a place of the higher self. The rainbow dragon, it's like these are compassionate, understanding, high frequency filters. Central energy, clarifying our King of Winter, King of Swords. We have the Five of Autumn, the Five of Pentacles. Yikes. So the truth is, King of Air always wants to talk about the truth, and he sees it. He doesn't need to talk about it. He just knows it. But you need to talk about it. The truth is, sometimes when you are left out, when you are outcast, when you are ambitious, you end up alone. You end up alone. It's cold out here. It's cold and it's lonely. But that's one perspective, and it's a bit of a janky one. Okay. The Five of Pentacles, the Five of Autumn is always about that shift. You know what I mean? It's always about the changing of the tides. So where we have loss, we always have gain. But it's a time of transition. So it's an uncomfortable time. It's a cold, hard time. That's what I'm hearing. It's cold and it's hard. A lot of times the masculine kind of gets shit on for being this energy, but it is absolutely necessary, especially in times of great change, okay? So it's like we need to be a little bit logical here, because we need to put together things in the real world. And that gets tricky. So where finances are in struggle right now, trust me, I love to read and focus on things like wealth, health, money, all the things. We got a few, so they like went through my heater thing here. Hold on, make sure I get them all. That's where that hair tie went. I think that's it. Yep. Okay. Let's put that back there. So we've got the Nine of Water, or the Nine of Summer, under our Six of Spring. And then we got two. Oh, wow. Under the Four of Air, we're going to do the Lovers and the Strength card. Gotta love that shadow work. Bottom of the deck, another king. King of Autumn. King of Earth. There he is. So this is about logic. These are, the balance between the logical masculine of air and then the feminine trait of earth is, no one is more grounded, more put together, more responsible, more mature, more stable, more safe. And it can be cold, but it can still be safe. And that's the key here. So we're losing a little bit in the aspect of, for those of us who are more water inclined, a little more gentle and a little more soft, yes, it's a hard time. We are going through hard times, and healing and support is very needed right now. So reaching out to your feminine counterparts, be it friends, family, lovers, whatever it is, people online, projects that you enjoy, it's reaching into your feminine energy to heal up a little bit here and to support the masculine, because the masculine's busy. The masculine is busy prepping to make sure that the spring is going to be successful, because that's what's truly needed here for the self. The masculine needs to be appreciated here by self and reflection in the surroundings. If they always, I don't know if you've heard people say this, but I've heard it from a bunch of different places, that a man will always be with the person that makes him feel like a king. There can be a lot of toxicity in there for sure, but toxicity aside, you don't want to love someone and not appreciate them. And that's kind of the message here. It's like we all want to be appreciated and recognized and significant in our own way, in the ways that we want to be seen. So this is allowing for a very capable energy to be seen within yourself as a female or as a feminine, or within yourself as a male and masculine, if you got that energy going on. So this is the supportive energy here. You want to be around people that support you moving through this, you know, whether it's the next 2 weeks, the next 24 hours. Like, you want to be around a supportive type of energy. You want to be in line with who and what you truly desire. So you cannot be swayed by devil energy. When you know what real love feels like, the devil really doesn't have a lot to tempt you with, okay? Going into the Four of Winter, rest, reflection, recovery, healing, understanding. This is where the lessons get solidified into new skills, new talents, new abilities, new powers. The message is strengthen the lover. So decisions, shadow work. Decisions, shadow work. This is decisions made between the masculine and feminine. Be that within yourself or within your life, as partners, as friends, there are many different kinds of love. For the partners out there, self-reflection is the number one thing to healing, and shadow work. So don't expect that partner to just come trotting through your front door if you're not doing this kind of work. You know what I mean? You're just going to get more toxic bullshit, especially with the devil out here. I mean, stability is on the table for you. Success is on the table for you. Understanding, logic, creation, all on the table for you. Or you can fuck with, you know, some old stanky energy. The ego's like, excuse me? My shadow wanted to jump in immediately and say there is nothing stanky about my fucking energy. And it's true. It's like, you might not like it, but that is the dark part of me. And I don't find that stanky at all. Abusing power, I find stanky. Even my ego doesn't like to do that. Even my shadow side doesn't like to do that. It doesn't like to hurt people. What the fuck? It's like, I was hurting. I wasn't trying to create that in someone else. It's like, I just want someone to help me heal. And then my shadow realized the way you talk to people and the way you treat people determines whether or not they want to fucking help you heal, man. You just created some shit in someone else and now you expect them to turn around and be like, heal me though. Like, fuck you, man. You have no idea what that person's going on with. Got going on. Or has going on. So that's it. You know, it's time to make some big decisions about the people around you. Who do you trust? Who do you love? And what does that mean for you? What do you want to do about it? Nobody has any say on who you are and what your life is going to be except you. And that's the key. So take the time this winter season to do some real planning on what success is for you, what it means, what kind of intelligence and value do you really have for yourself? Like, do you value your skills? Do you value yourself without doing anything? Like me, that's a big one, right? Flip the narrative on yourself a little bit and test some theories over this season. We're going to leave that one right there. Thank you so much for joining. I know it was a long one and I just love it. I miss you guys so much. So thank you so much for joining today. We're going to come back with the new moon readings very, very soon. But other than that, check the description box if you want to contact or if you want readings. Check me out on all the other socials and stuff like that if you just want more, if you want to check out more. We're definitely going to come back and do the new moons. I know that I have some new content other than the Divine Feminine Alignment program. I have some new content I'm kind of playing around with. So keep an eye out. Once I kind of come back, I just kick it into high gear. And it's going to be a slow start this time, I think. But I do have a lot of stuff on the go that I'm excited to show you guys. So take it easy. Do you for the next week or two and just do everything you can to balance the feminine and the masculine energy within yourself to be graceful enough to do it to the people around you. Give credit to yourself if you do hold a space for people to be who they are. That's like one of the biggest things around me that I feel like people aren't valuing in themselves is like how much I appreciate being in their space and in their energy and the time they give to me. And you know, it's like I'm really trying to talk people up right now. I've just noticed that's kind of a theme. It's like I'm always telling people like, hey, like, you know, you're really doing the most here. Like, do you know how amazing your energy is and how rare and how fucking, you know, high frequency you are? And I just find a lot of people aren't even seeing it. So do what you can. Do what you can for yourself. Do what you can for others. I love you guys so much. Mwah. I will see you on your next reading.